What is up, everybody? My name is Omega Pro, and I'm coming at you guys with another video games pickup video. And I know I just uploaded one a few days ago. However, the game hunting never stops. So what I'm about to show you is a lot from one guy. What ended up happening was I was looking at some PS1 lots because, you know, I want to start my PS1 collection off, seeing as though I got ripped off of my Final Fantasy VIII last time. Calm down, calm down. Anyway, so I wanted I wanted to start it off correctly, because I don't count that other Final Fantasy VIII as, you know, really starting off my PS1 collection, because, you know, I don't really care about greatest hits editions or anything. I can live with that. However, what really poured salt in the wound is that, you know, disc 1 just happened to not fucking work. So can't do that. So I was looking at PS1 RPG or just PS1 lots in general, and then I came across a lot for Vagrant Story and some Yu-Gi-Oh game for 25 bucks. And I just clicked on it because Vagrant Story is probably worth that alone, if not a little bit more so. So I definitely hopped on that opportunity. And then I saw that the guy actually lived really, really close to me in the same state. So instead of bidding on it or anything like that or buying it now, I just sent him a message. I was like, hey man, I actually live in the same state as you. Do you mind if we just meet up instead of doing this? Because, you know, the shipping costs and the hassle or whatever. He was totally cool about it. He was awesome, actually. Very cool guy. And then he said that, yeah, sure, no problem. And then I was like, all right, so if I snag these two up, what kind of deal could you give me? And he said 15 bucks. But then I looked at his other listings and saw some other games that I was interested in. And then, yeah, definitely, I asked about those, and he said he'll hold them off for me, he'll delete the listings, and we can meet up in real life. And now we're back here. So I'm going to show you what I got here. Now, the first thing I'm going to show, here, I'll put it in this FedEx bag, by the way. The first thing I'm going to show, I didn't even know this thing was going to come with. I don't know its value, but it's just really freaking cool to have. What this is actually a Final Fantasy, oh my god, somebody's calling me. Hold on one second. Alright, sorry about that. So anyway, like I was saying, it actually came with this book, which we didn't even agree upon. And with this, I thought this was a strategy guide at first, and it's all in Japanese, by the way, so it's, you know, reading right to left. I thought it was a strategy guide, but as I opened it, it's actually an art book. And this thing is really, really cool. I've never seen one before. Then again, I've really never, you know, went looking per se. But this actually looks really, really cool. It's something good to look at. You know, if I end up liking Final Fantasy IX, then I'm sure I'll be able to enjoy the artwork that this has to offer. But yeah, it looks pretty cool. I mean, whatever, he just threw it in. Let me reach into the bag of the goodies. So let me show you. Yeah, I'm cherry picking here. So this is the Vagrant Story. And this is complete in absolutely gorgeous condition. The only thing is it has one little sticker residue here, but that is easily removable. Here's the Vagrant Story itself. Yeah. Oh my god. That disc though. That disc though looks absolutely amazing. It's got the manual right in it, and it's even got the another disc here. I didn't even know it came with this, by the way. The 2000 Collector's CD Volume 3? I'm not even sure what this was. When I first looked at it, I thought that I got ripped off again, and I thought that this game was multiple discs. But usually, if a PS1 game is multiple discs, it says it, you know, right on it, and it'll say, you know, disc 1 or whatever. So I was looking around. I don't see anything for disc 1, so I guess this entire game is only on one disc, which is, you know, whatever. I hear a lot about Vagrant Story. It's supposed to be one of the better RPGs for the PS1, and it's definitely a good collector item for any PS1 collector to have. And seeing as though Sony, I love Sony, you know, PlayStation 2 is my favorite console of all time, I had to definitely pick up Vagrant Story. Alright. And with that Vagrant Story, as I said, comes this game, Yu-Gi-Oh! The Forbidden Kingdom. Now it's got a crack on the back here, which I don't really care about. This game was just sort of another thing that I didn't, you know, really necessarily care about. But yeah, great condition as well with this one. For I mean, I have a childhood memory with this game. I remember when I first got it way back when. This game was tough as nails for me as a kid because, you know, I was just getting into Yu-Gi-Oh! I didn't know all the leech strats or anything, so I would just play this game. And as it turns out, I believe this game actually has a feature where if you have a Yu-Gi-Oh! Card in real life, you can, like, input the little code that each card has, and then you get the card in the game. So I had a blast doing that. This game is just, I bought this game for the pure nostalgia bomb. Yu-Gi-Oh! Forbidden Memories, just nostalgia everywhere with this game, so had to grab that. It just came with the Vagrant story, actually. And also what he threw in for free were 2 Final Fantasy VII discs. Now these things are essentially worthless on their own as far as I'm concerned, but we've got a Final Fantasy II disc and a Final Fantasy III disc, and I've been talking to a few people on Reddit because I posted my find on Reddit, and they were like, you know, there were a few people that said if I needed a disc 1, that they were more than willing to part ways with a Final Fantasy disc 1, Final Fantasy VII disc 1 anyway. So, you know, I might hit those guys up and be like, yeah, you know, I need a disc 1. And it looks like this was actually from a Hollywood video, which is interesting. So essentially, these discs are worthless to me. If I keep this at all, it'll be for just playing them on, playing Final Fantasy VII on, but regardless, when it comes to a collector thing, I'll be looking for a complete Final Fantasy VII. But anyway, so that was that little thing, and then as you guys can recall, you know, I saw other listings, and I saw another PS1 RPG lot, and this one was all Final Fantasy. So I asked him how much he would charge on top of that, and I'll just tell you guys at the end what I paid for everything, but here we go. To replace my broken parts, we have a Final Fantasy VIII complete black label. Now, unfortunately, this game looks to have some sort of, like, yellowing, and this, I'm only assuming, is from being in a smoker's house. So, unfortunately, it looks like this guy was a smoker, but, you know, whatever. I'm happy to play the game on here, and you know, it's a complete Final Fantasy VIII. I'm not really complaining, especially for the price I got everything at. I'm not a reseller, so I'm not really looking forward to selling anything really. But you know, as I get doubles and stuff, I'll look to that. But Final Fantasy VIII complete, the discs are in good condition. Comes with the manual as well. I should probably be showing you guys that stuff. So yeah, got that. The second disc is right behind this. Right there. Yeah, buddy. So, yeah, that's the Final Fantasy VIII complete. Not really complaining about the yellowing or anything. It's kind of unfortunate. So, if I was going for a hardcore, like, real good-looking collection, I can get a really, really good Final Fantasy VIII black label for, like, 15 or 20 bucks on eBay. So, I'm not too concerned about that. Next up in that lot was also a Final Fantasy Tactics. Now, this game, Final Fantasy Tactics, is amazing, and it comes complete and everything. Final Fantasy Tactics is very underrated. Not a lot of people played it for whatever reason. Final Fantasy Tactics is an amazing game, and when I saw this in the bundle, that's what pretty much sold me on it, because I really like Final Fantasy Tactics. I was first introduced to it by the one that was on the PSP. However, I'm pretty sure this one's going to be just as good, if not better, or whatever. Even if it's worse, I still am in love with Final Fantasy Tactics. Very excited to get into that game. So, I figured why not add that to the good old collection there. And last but certainly not least, we have a Final Fantasy IX Greatest Hits. Now, for PS1, I have decided that I will not be, you know, sort of killing myself if the game that I'm getting is Greatest Hits or not. For PS2, I refuse to get a Greatest Hits version. I'd rather not have the game than get the Greatest Hits version, even though I do have a few Greatest Hits games in there. Those I got either by pure accident, by ordering something online, and then it was actually the Greatest Hits instead of Black Label, or it was before I started collecting. So for PS2, I refuse to get Black Label. GameCube, I refuse to get I refuse to get Greatest Hits for PS2. For GameCube, I almost refuse to get Player's Choice, but really with GameCube, the people jack up the prices. So Final Fantasy IX, in great condition here, no yellowing, It's unlike Final Fantasy VIII. It's got a crack on the thing there, but you know, for PS1 games, I don't care if it's got a crack or two here and there, as long as it's not really bad. And actually, if you run your finger over it, you don't even feel the crack. So I'm guessing it's probably on the inside of the disc or something. I don't even know. But yeah, Final Fantasy IX, awesome. So I went there with $40 because that's what he wanted for the whole thing. So I was like, cool, $40 for all that stuff. I'm glad to pay for that. I mean, if we look at all these games here, minus Yu-Gi-Oh, because I don't really know how much time you can spend on that, but all these games here, you're looking at well over hundreds and hundreds of hours of possible gameplay time for that. And $40 for that, I wasn't going to say no. But when I went over there, he had like a little flea market type thing going on. He had all of his stuff out there. He kept that stuff aside for me. But I'm looking at his stuff. He doesn't have too many video game stuff left over. But as I look over, I see a Nintendo 64. And I'm like, whoa, that's weird. So I started looking at it, toying around with it. And he says, it doesn't come with the cords or anything, but it's yours for $2. I took it. N64. I don't know how common the cords are online or anything, like on eBay, but if I can find the Nintendo 64 cords, this doesn't have the expansion pack with it. He told me that, by the way. But $2, no way I was gonna pass that up. I don't even care if this thing looked like a foot. Yeah, I'd buy almost anything for $2. So yeah, I got an N64 for $2 there. I don't even know if this thing works, but if I can find the cables for maybe like $10 shipped, then I'll be happy. But I don't know how much the cables for this runs for. But if so, then that means I just got an N64 for $12, and I really want to start an N64 collection, so that would be absolutely amazing. But yeah, those are all my finds for, I guess, this little thing. Got all that stuff for $40. He wanted $2 for the N64, but I only took $40 out of my bank because I have everything, on my card and stuff. So he just let me have it all for $40. So no way I was gonna say no. In my next pickup video, I plan to have some SNES/NES pickups, just because my camera stopped recording. But anyway, I plan to have some SNES/NES pickups because I found my Super Nintendo. I actually have it hooked up right here. Just rummaging through stuff, and I found it with all the original first-party cables, first-party controller, and Super Mario World. So super excited about that. I also bought something that allows me to play my NES games, which I have a bunch of on my Super Nintendo. So I will definitely be doing that. But hopefully in the next video, I have something Super Nintendo related. I also forgot one thing. I also picked up Persona 4. My favorite game of all time. I know, lackluster. Complete, brand spanking new, $15 on Amazon. Get yourself Persona 4. But anyway, that was this pickups video. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll definitely see you in my next one. Peace.